And when the 7 days were almost ended, the Jews which were of Asia Minor, when they saw him in the temple, stirred up all the people and laid hands on him. But these cried out, Men of Israel, help! This is the man that teacheth all men everywhere against the people and the law and this place, and further brought Greeks also into the temple, and hath polluted this holy place. For they had seen before with him in the city Trophimus, an Ephesian, whom they supposed that Paul had brought into the temple. By which they're meaning the inner court, open to the Jews only. There was the court of the Gentiles, but talking about the inner court. The punishment for such transgression by a Gentile was death, even if he was a Roman citizen. And all the city was moved, and the people ran together, and they took Paul and drew him out of the temple, and forthwith the doors were shut. And as they went about to kill him, tidings came unto the chief captain of the band, who immediately took soldiers and ran down unto them. And when they saw the chief captain and the soldiers, they left beating of Paul. Then the chief captain came near and took him and commanded him to be bound with 2 chains, and demanded who he was and what he had done. And some cried one thing, some another among the multitude. And when he could not know the certainty for the tumult, he commanded him to be carried into the castle. So it was that he was born of the soldiers for the violence of the people. But it's speaking of the castle, if you'll see on over here, Herod's temple. And the castle was the camp or barracks attached to the tower of Antonia, and which was built in honor of Mark Antony, Julius Caesar's old friend. For the multitude of the people followed after, crying, Away with him! Sounds like what they did to Christ Jesus, right? And as Paul was to be led into the castle, he said unto the chief captain, May I speak unto thee? Who said, Canst thou speak Greek? Now this is the chief captain speaking to Paul. He says, Can you speak Greek? Art not thou that Egyptian, which before these days madest an uproar, and leddest out into the wilderness 4,000 men that were murderers? Josephus wrote about this. He says that an Egyptian false prophet brought bandits out of the wilderness, from thence to rush into Jerusalem when the walls should fall down at his command. He was this messianic. He thought he was some great man. But he says the number of men that he led out were about 30,000, not 4,000. It may be at first there were no more than 4,000, but he had a huge you can call it an army with him. His followers were routed by Felix, but he himself escaped, and the chief captain infers from the tumult raised by a Greek-speaking Jew that the Egyptian must have reappeared. Probably this was one of the vague reports in the confused clamor of the multitude. Hey, he's that Egyptian,